Okay, everybody. Welcome here. We are live with This is What an Oracle Priestess Looks Like Today, Part 2. So I am Marguerite Rigoglioso of Seven Sisters Mystery School, and I am here live with Lisa Wechtenhiser. She is a level 2 Dove Oracle Priestess. Welcome, Lisa.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here, Marguerite.
Excellent. Wonderful. So you have a very interesting story I would like you to share with everybody, because when you started the level 2 and level 1, actually, you were already an oracle for a very interesting person. Would you like to say more about that?
Sure, I'd be happy to. Since his transition in April of 2016, I have been working with Prince, yes, the musician. And so he was actually the one that guided me to Seven Sisters Mystery School, because he said, let's put together a mystery school. And I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. And he said, why don't you Google it? Okay. So I Googled and I came across Seven Sisters Mystery School. And if you know Prince, 7 is his number. And so I was like, well, that's interesting. And then I get to the page and then there are doves everywhere. And I'm like, okay, that's really weird. So I didn't even have to read the sales page. I was like, how can I give her money? Because this is where I need to be. Like, it was so clear that this was the space. So there was no question. And I have learned in the 2 years I've been working with Prince that when he points me in a direction, there's so much more expansion than I can imagine. And that's, goodness, that's been true here.
Well, this is a really incredible story. First of all, my number is 7 as well, okay? My birthday is 7/7. It's always been a huge number for me. And of course, we've got the Priestess of the Dove Oracle training, and Prince was really big on that. This is what it sounds like when the doves cry.
Right.
Okay, and you know what, everybody? This is what it sounds like when the doves cry. It sounds like the sound of women giving divine Sophia Oracle wisdom. That's what it sounds like when the doves cry now, okay? We are dove oracles. The dove was an ancient totem that was connected not only with the soul and divine Sophia, but many goddesses, and also the 7 sisters of the Pleiades were considered the 7 mothers, 7 star seeds of the world. So this dove totem and the oracle are really intensely connected. And so Prince, on the other side, who was an archetypal figure when he was here, is apparently a spiritual teacher. So Lisa has been already receiving information from him. And Lisa, I want you to tell us, how did you first start getting information from Prince? Because this might sound odd to people, like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. This is like Elvis, you know? And for all we know, like, Elvis is a big teacher on the other side too. It's not, right? You know, people can be teachers at different levels when they cross over to the other side. So tell us first how you started connecting with Prince, and how you knew that suddenly he was speaking to you. And then what happened with all this when you started taking the Priestess of the Dove Oracle training? How did this enhance what you were doing and what you were all about?
I want to say at the outset that Prince talks to everyone. I cannot tell you the number of people who come up to me and say, I know, he talks to me too. I know, I wasn't even a fan, and he talks to me. So he's out there big time. And his message is love, like capital LOVE, love. So he works with people who are on that vibration. And so the day that he passed away, I had been sitting in front of my computer. I read what had happened, and I was just torn up. I have been a fan since I was 18 years old. So, and so he's been present in my life a long time. I read what had happened, and I was just torn up. I have been a fan. I went out to my car. I was going down to the store, and I went out to my car, and I hear, because I'm clairaudient, I hear, hi, And I knew it was him, even though I had never spoken to him before, ever, in the energetic space. And I knew it was him. And I said, you have to go away. I'm mad at you for dying, and I don't even want to deal with this right now. Go away. And he said, okay, I'm just coming around to say hi. I'm like, okay, bye. So I sent him away because I was so upset. So I went down to a store, and it's a store that has notebooks and stuff. And I'm looking through the notebooks, and one falls on the floor. And it's a purple notebook. And I pick it up, and it says Purple Rain on it. And in the store, I just said, I told you, go away. And he was like, okay. So he did. And it took me about 3 days because it brought up a lot of grief. His death, and I find this to be true of a lot of people for him, his death has unearthed a lot of grief that needed to be cleared up. So I cleared it up. It took me 3 days. And then I was like, okay, dude, you can come on back. So we work in the field of helping people see their potential and opening up and expanding into that potential. So he's been my partner, my ally, my mentor, my spiritual teacher for the last 2 years. He's never led me wrong, but he's led me into some expansive spaces, that's for sure. So when I came into the level 1 Oracle training, like you had said, I've been doing this for almost 10 years. And so I was kind of like, well, Prince told me to go here, so all right, let's see what's going on. And the training that you gave us, not only the history of what an oracle was in the past, like I've heard the Oracle of Delphi. I thought it was a doorway or something. I don't even know what I thought it was. And so I learned the history of it, which is so fascinating, but then the process to connect down and connect up. And what I've learned that's changed everything for me is to connect down, because you have to be connected up and down. And I was only connecting up. So I was really like using half my voltage. And once I learned to connect down, oh my God, my readings got so much stronger and tighter and just, whoa, it was huge. And I've learned that for me, and the Divine Earth Mother has told me that so many who can fly up in the ethers, the doves, are worried that if they connect into the earth, they will lose their wings and they will get stuck with chains on their feet. And she said, no, it's like how parents give their children roots and wings. You need both in order to really do this work well. And so the training that you taught in level 1 was amazing, just life-changing for me.
Wow. Yeah, because one thing I teach is the grounding, right? The grounding, trunk into the earth. It's like number 1, the first thing you do when you set up your meditation. So that is a profound oracle that you also just gave about some of the dove energies are feeling like they're hovering. They don't really want to connect down on earth for fear of entrapment. I'm sure that gave me chills when I was hearing it. I'm sure that there are others who are going to be getting chills from that as well. But the fact is that we're coming in now. We're landing, the doves at Dodona, the ancient site of Dodona, there was a tree, the oak tree, and the doves were the oracle priestesses, were called doves, which was the same word as Pleiades, Pleiades. Mm-hmm. So what does that tell us? They were channeling the Pleiades, okay, in ancient Greece at that older site that was pre-Delphi, but they were connected to the tree. They'd come in and out of the tree, and there are coins from Dodona that have 3 doves sitting in the tree. So that, I think that the tree and the dove are so intricately and intimately connected. We are becoming doves, but we are also becoming trees when we're oracles, and we are returning to the wisdom of the world tree, as they call it, which connects underground, middle ground, upper, realms. So that is fascinating, Lisa. So tell me a little bit about, maybe do you have a story about how moving into the level 1 class and even the level 2 class where you were really getting into it, either enhanced your sense of sisterhood or connected you more with, other dimensions of your work? Share with me something along those lines.
In the level 2 training, you start out the training with having a beautiful retreat. And I think that was so important in meeting, because there were sisters from Ireland and, just across the US. And so it was wonderful to come together in those first few months to really connect with each other. I think that made the connection so much stronger. And we met, many times, and I felt like, I got to know all the different ways that an oracle can show up. And there were people who were just beginning their journey on that. There were others who had also done it for quite a while. And so it was just lovely to really tune into that energy of sisterhood and be with these same women over the course of 6 months in the level 2 program, and really get to know them and watch all of us grow and expand as we got out there. Yeah, I know, right? Spread our wings.
Spread your wings. And would you say that even started in level 1?
Oh, definitely. Because the Facebook group in level 1 was so joyful and so full of wonderment. That's really the word I would say, wonderment. And I could see people start to connect, what you were teaching, and then the history and how it relates, because I think that's one thing that you do really well, Marguerite, is bring it down to, okay, now how is it relevant for you today? How is it relevant in your life today? It's not just something that happened X amount of years ago, but it's relevant now, and not only in the, in our own life, but where we are as a collective consciousness now.
Absolutely.
So it has so many applications, I felt, on all levels, which is important to me.
Beautiful. So for those of us who are with us live, I'd like to invite you to post comments or questions. I can see that some of you are doing that now. Tawny is saying she's loving to hear your stories. We've got numbers of people who are with us. So if you have questions, if you have comments, please post. We will try to answer. That's fantastic, because as many of you know, the level 1 training is starting Thursday, May 17th. That's tomorrow from the time we're filming. We will continue enrollment in that even while we start. So if for some reason you're seeing this later and you're like, oh, I missed it. No, you can join with us. But if you are seeing with it in time for you to join and sign up and be with us live, we are starting. The class runs 10 to 12 noon Pacific. But you can also just watch whenever, later, if that time doesn't work for you. And Lisa, so today when I was in my meditation, what was really coming to me was that this is an exciting way that people are connecting with the magic, the mystery, and the majesty of the realms.
Yeah.
Okay? Women, it provides an opening once again for them to penetrate the veil, okay, which is what, many people have already started. You already came in with that knowledge. Some have not, and everyone wants more of it. They want more of the direct conduit. And that's what we're doing. And this year I'm even more than before emphasizing that we're connecting with the divine Sophia conduit, right? This is access to direct goddess knowing, and the many domains and dimensions that happen, when you start opening to that realm with safety, right? With confidence, you're protected, you're anchored in with Mother Earth. You've got your guidance around you. You know how to maintain your sovereignty. You have tools for protection. And so then you can start trusting the information that's coming in, that you're not being messed with or tampered with or whatever. Plus we have the group where we can share, hey, I got this. Does this make sense to you? Well, others will say, yeah, I got that too, right? So what would you tell somebody who is on the cusp of making this decision about joining level 1?
Well, that's a great question. Here's the thing, and this is, I can tell it's part of your mission, Marguerite, and that's probably why I'm attracted to the work that you do, but it is so important for me to help people understand that everything you need is here. every bit of wisdom that you need is within you. You know, it's nice to get other opinions, but, you know, this is the place where your soul lives. And so when you are able to go here first, right, and connect up with your higher self, your goddess self, right, that's a whole different level of trust that you carry through, not just in, you know, doing oracle work, but in your whole life. That confidence, I walk through the world 100% in trust of what I get intuitively. I don't question it. Sometimes it's weird. You know, I can tell you that I've gotten guidance from Prince to do a particular thing, and I was like, dude, that's so weird. I can't do that. And he's like, okay, it's up to you. Of course I chose, because it's my decision always, I chose to follow that guidance. And what came from it was something I could not have imagined. So I look at that and I think, you know, when you're able to bring down that guidance like that for yourself, how much more confidently can you walk through the world and make decisions and really begin to trust that there is magic everywhere? And if there's magic everywhere, like, why not play in that? That's what I would say, like, why not play in the magic? Listen, if I had 16 hours, I could tell you all the magical things that have happened, but I don't, so I won't. But what I can say is that there is magic, there is support, there is wonderful expansion to your own self when you open up to the fact that the wisdom exists within you, period. And that's what this training will teach you, the very first level of that trust and how to consistently get that information.
Absolutely. And I want to return to something, because while Prince is one of the guides who helps you, you wouldn't say that you get possessed by Prince or anything like that, right?
In the beginning, he was a little bossy, and I think that's because I was kind of like, what do we do? Like, I just felt like I didn't know how to work with him. And my one friend said to me, is it your show or his? And I was like, oh yeah, it's my show, that's right. And so, but then he sort of just stepped back and we became equal. So, you know, that sovereignty that you talk about is really important. And so, no, not possessed at all. It's like he just chats to me, like we carry on conversation. Yeah. And I'll know when there's a particular energetic nudge that I can follow. But again, the choice is always mine, and it will always remain with me. Even when you talk with your higher self and your goddess self, if something comes through, you know, I've gotten guidance from my higher self that said, go do CrossFit. And I'm like, yeah, no, I can't, my butt cannot do CrossFit. I did it. Okay, fine, I did it. But, and there was a reason for it, but the choice is always mine. And that's the thing. You're not possessed, you're always you. You're always right here with you.
Yeah, and I really want to emphasize for those who are listening and those who are coming on now and maybe perhaps making the decision about taking level 1 Priestess of the Dove Oracle training, this is not a training to teach you how to become a full body medium, okay? Where you suddenly get inhabited, you may be aware of what's going on, you may not be, you don't go unconscious. You are in the driver's seat, and these are like a panoply of guides around you that you might suddenly get a thought message or whatever. Some people hear, smell, see, whatever. And you have a range of things at your disposal, you know, on all different levels that come through your goddess self or your higher self, right? So that's an important thing to distinguish, you know, what this training is doing. In other traditions, you might learn how to become a full body medium where you may be conscious or unconscious. That's not what's happening here. This is you're in control of your own space 100%, and you're sovereign, and you say yes and no, you know, to whatever's coming in, to whatever guidance is coming in. All right, we are again inviting people to post comments or make or ask questions or anything like that. Looks like we are still going live here. Lisa, let's tune in a little bit here because we're just going to be on a few more minutes. And I love how Prince, you know, he was such an interesting character in life. You know, he probably came from a challenging background, I would imagine. And he became this worldwide figure, becoming increasingly mystical and magical until he didn't even want to be in the realm of duality anymore. So he relinquished a verbal name. And I think there was a lot of making fun of, but as I've been sort of working with you, he'll be like, that wasn't just a thing, that was like an ancient, that wasn't just a gimmick.
Yep.
It was an ancient process that showed you that my soul was moving in a certain direction. I was getting ready already to leave the earth plane at that point. And I chose to be represented by a symbol because this was the ancient language. Okay, this was the ancient language of Egypt, Atlantis, Lemuria, and he was like more moving back into that. Would you agree?
Yes, and I was just at Paisley Park for the second celebration of his life, and we got a tour and walked through. They had left everything pretty much as it was, so his office was as it was, and he had a stack of books, and there were books about Egypt in there. There was a book about mysticism in there, and so he was well read on those topics, but he also had connections up. And he tells me that the symbol, he is encoded with light language so that when you tune into the energy of that, you'll receive a message from that energy that's in that symbol. And so what I receive from it and what you receive from it, Marguerite, and anybody else, might be very different based on what you need. But all his music and that symbol in particular are all encoded with light language. So there's all kinds of beautiful messages and vibrations within that.
I love that. And I think it's important for people listening to this to understand that the guidance can really come through numbers of different beings, intelligences, consciousnesses, and we always want to vet them, right? We want to make sure, gosh, is this really for my highest good? Is this being really for my highest good? And a lot of times you can tell from the quality of the message, right? Okay, and whether this is assisting your life and assisting other people's lives, which in this case it certainly is.
It is, yeah.
So the last question I'll ask you before we kind of tune in ourselves is, when you are working directly with clients, and you said that you are now more grounded than ever, do you have any examples of how the level 1 and eventually the level 2 training assisted you in being a better reader, a better oracle reader, clairvoyant reader, psychic reader, whatever, for people? Talk to me about that.
There are a couple of things I noticed. You do some work with us about putting our chakras in a reading state. And so closing the lower ones, opening the higher ones, which was not a practice I had done. And so when we do that, our readings, our guidance, our information comes from a more neutral space. And so while I made every effort to be as neutral as I could, having this practice and just going, okay, reading state, I felt much more neutral. I didn't have to worry, like I didn't have to fight in my head, like that's too much about you or whatever, right? Like I could just deliver the message and it was clean and it was clear. So that was a big piece of it. You learn that one in level 1. And the second thing I noticed is that the depth of the message, where we could go, was much deeper and much further out. So back in January, I did these sessions called Energies and Actions. And that was, Prince suggested that. And I said to him, well, what are we going to do with it? He's like, just show up and let's see. Okay. So I did. And they were beautiful, beautiful, expansive sessions. I did 20 of them for people. They were beautiful. And I don't think I could have done something that deep and that relevant, because that's kind of my gig too, is I want to make sure that they leave with information they can use. And so even going that deep and going that broad, I was able to bring through more guidance that was relevant to them from a much more neutral space. So it has changed how I do readings and the depth of the readings that I do. And I've had clients who I've worked with before say they can tell a shift. And they said, you were always clear, but there's something really different about this, because I anchor my clients in the way that you taught us in level 2 now, so that they are grounded as well. And that's really, really, really key. I think.
Wow, that's so wonderful. So they could notice the difference. And it sounds like the neutrality was enhanced so that you're not getting some of your own stuff in there as much, right? Because we always have our stuff coming in. We are the filters, but it's our role to continue to purify more and more and more so that less of our personal growth period is coming into the reading for someone else, and it's really more about them and what they need. That's just fantastic. All right, so we have people coming. So we've got somebody who's saying messages can be true and for the greater good, but certain spirits and entities can be manipulative, and dark masking is good. Must be careful, prayerful, and protective before going in. Yeah, absolutely.
And you taught us how to do that. You taught us the process.
Yeah, and also
there's no fear. There's no fear in that space ever, ever.
No.
Ever.
Plus, the meditation that I teach is an ongoing calisthenic, as I've been fond of using that word lately, to continue to clear your energy and your karma, and to refine and to continue to upgrade your vibration. So you're in a constant process of growth and clearing. And there are methods and mechanisms for doing detachments if anything is coming, and that's all covered. But it's really the setup that you're given in the level 1 that allows for this level of protection.
The foundation, yes.
The foundation. Plus, we have the community.
Yes.
So we offer our impressions and our oracles, and then we can see how does it sit with others, right? Because like I'm delivering some information of late that's caused quite a bit of debate, among folks. So I'm sitting with that debate. I'm like, okay, let me hear what they're saying. Let me go back to my guidance. I have Q&A, what I call cosmic Q&A, and we go back into it. And so we're all in a constant growth process. So that's a really good point. And somebody else, Joanna, was asking, how do we prepare for level 1? You're already prepared. You just need to launch in and register. I'll put the link on under the video afterward. You just register, you come in, and you're going to be given all the tools starting tomorrow and ongoing. And if you've missed the beginning of the program, you can jump in. We're going to keep enrolling this program through July 31st so that people will still have all of August, if they jumped in late, to take it in order to be able to do level 2 if they want. So it's sort of an ongoing thing this summer. All right, let me see.
If it's calling you, if your interest is piqued at all, consider that a nudge from your own guidance that maybe there's something here for you. And even if you don't know what, like I said, I joined, I was like, well, I'm just doing this thing because I knew intuitively there was something there for me. You don't have to know what you're going to get out of it.
Exactly.
What happens, go with it.
Be happily surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Tawny is writing in that this course teaches you totally how to protect yourself with confidence. She's taking it for the second time. It's been a game changer. Yeah, we have like 15 women or more are taking it for a second time, which is wonderful. And as many people know, we did the global clearing of the trauma from the witch burnings and the closing of the oracle centers, which is another whole separate video. That is one thing I'm recommending to everybody in level 1 to start with. If you can't do it before tomorrow, do it, in this first week, because that's going to release a lot of energy for you and you'll really be able to hit the ground running. Okay, so in our last few minutes here, Lisa, how about it?
Uh-oh, okay.
Let's just close our eyes and take a deep breath in and exhale. And just feel our golden light around us and feel the enthusiasm, the excitement we have for all the people who are watching this video, whether live or later. That we are affirming that this is sparking you open and helping you to understand that the magic is possible in your life. The connection is possible in your life. Lisa, let's just tune into what's being said. Perhaps there's something from Prince that wants to come through, And I'll tune in to see if there's something from my goddess self that would like to come through.
What I'm getting, and this is from Prince and a variety of beautiful divine beings. Oh my gosh. Now is the time. And it's okay to enter, even if you're scared. All you have to do is take one step, whatever that step is, whether it's this course or something entirely different. One step can change your life because you've said yes to your own self. You've said, yes, I am willing to know and trust more.
Blessed be. Thank you, Prince. Wow. We hear those doves cooing all over. And I'll just take a moment here to see what is wishing to come through. That really, once again, this is ultimately about love. This is about love for the cosmos, love for Mother Earth, the love that you feel and have perhaps bottled up, that is just waiting to flow and outpour, this deep passion that you have to be one of the spirit workers, one of the awakeners for yourself, for your own family, for your own community, for the world at large. These gates are opening now. And this is available now at a time when we're not going to repeat what happened in previous times. There is so much momentum now at this particular time after 2012. We're all moving forward. We are opening again to the ecstasy of what it means to be alive in the cosmos at this time, and connecting with your divine source essence is one of the best ways to experience that ecstasy, that sense of purpose, that knowing who you are and why you exist.
Yeah.
Blessed be.
Blessed be, yes.
Oh, wonderful. All right, Sister Lisa, it's been great.
Thank you, Mother.
I say thank you to everybody who's here. Now I'm happy to come back down a little bit. I was already down here, but thank you to everybody who wrote in, who commented, who's going to be seeing this as we roll out in the days, weeks, and months that come on. We encourage everybody to go to the Seven Sisters Mystery School site, where on the sidebar you'll see the registration box for the Level 1 Intro to the Dove Oracle Training for Personal Transformation. You can enroll anytime through July 21st. And so we welcome you. All right. Blessed be now. We're going to say goodbye.
Bye-bye.